Good morning, everyone. It's Melissa. I just wanted to talk a little bit about sugar in your coffee. I don't know how many of you out there are coffee drinkers, but I certainly have to have mine every morning in order to get the day going because I need that little jump of caffeine. So many of us, or many of those that do sugar, will put straight up sugar in their coffee or use artificial sweetener like Sweet and Low or Equal. Try to stay away from those. They're artificial, so your body doesn't know how to digest them. It can be a real problem down the road. That stuff adds up over time, and the aspartame in your system can cause all kinds of digestive disorders, and sometimes even cancer has been linked to aspartame. So try to stay away from that. If you have to use sugar, use the real stuff. Your body knows what to do with it and can digest it, and even though it's not real great for you, it knows what to do with it. So if you absolutely have to use sugar, use sugar. If you want something sweet but you want an alternative, try Stevia. Stevia is actually a natural sweetener made from the stevia leaf. It is 21-day fix approved. You've seen it in the, if you have the program, you've seen it in the book. It is, in moderation, it's an excellent substitute for sugar. It doesn't have the harsh effects of the aspartame because it is a natural sweetener. So something to think about. You could also use a little bit of honey. Honey is actually really great for you if you use not the stuff in the little bear jar that you get at the store, but if you buy natural raw honey, that's an excellent antihistamine. Because it has the local pollens in from your area. If you're going to the local farmer's market and buying honey, a teaspoon of honey a day in your coffee, or just straight up a teaspoon of honey a day, even though it is a sugar-based product, it does have a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, antibacterial properties, and it can help to ward off your allergies, which is awesome. It helps you to build a resistance in a similar way that allergy shots would. So something to think about. Many of us like to go for the sweeter stuff, the artificial creamers, not artificial creamers, the coffee creamers. Boy, it's been a long weekend, huh? In a typical creamer, coffee creamer, you're going to have about 5 to 6 grams of sugar, and that's for one serving. A serving is a tablespoon. Really, how many of us actually use a tablespoon? So just keep that in mind. That's a lot of sugar. An alternative that I like to use, it's still a coffee creamer. I use Natural Bliss by Coffee Mate, Nestle Coffee Mate. They have flavored ones too. There's vanilla, I believe there's caramel, and maybe not caramel, vanilla, and there's hazelnut. This is made of, it does have 5 grams of sugar in it per serving, but it's made of milk, cream, sugar. Those are the 3 ingredients. There's nothing artificial in it. It's very straight up, very simple. If you're trying to cut the sugar, don't add this, but it's definitely a good substitute for having the heavy creamers. Also wanted to talk about unsweetened almond milk is also great to add into your coffee if you like it blonde. It's not going to make it real sweet, but it'll definitely give it some flavor. One of my favorites, add cinnamon. Cinnamon is an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. It reduces cholesterol, blood sugar. It can actually reduce your insulin resistance. So those with diabetes, this is great stuff. A little sprinkle of this in your coffee, and I add a little of this and just a teeny bit of this. Amazing. I love the cinnamon in my coffee. It gives it a whole different flavor. It's fantastic. I highly recommend you giving it a try. You could also try ginger. Ginger would taste good in your coffee if you like the different sweetness of that. Some other alternatives, go for the teas. If you want to do something like that, tea sweetened with stevia again, or straight up. Some of these are actually really good straight up. A black tea or a green tea. Green teas are better for you. But black teas will have the caffeine also. And tea in general is definitely a healthier option. The tannins in the tea and the herbs in the green teas are all excellent health benefits. The last thing I want to talk about, and it's not really for your coffee, but if you drink Shakeology, Focused Energy is an excellent caffeine, substitute. I add a little bit in sometimes when I've had a really long night, like today I'm probably going to add some in because it's been a long weekend. But it is actually made of all natural caffeine sources like green tea, let's see here. Yes, green tea, sorry. But it has 100 milligrams of caffeine, which is actually a lot, but it's the kind of caffeine that's designed to sustain you over time. So when you drink it, you don't get that caffeine high and then the caffeine crash. It'll actually sustain you for over hours. It's kind of like a slow release kind of caffeine. So when you go to drink your coffee, remember some of these substitutes. Seriously, try the cinnamon. It's awesome. And if you have any questions, post below. And let's hear your struggles with your coffee in the morning or your sugary drink. Oh, and for this week, stay away from McDonald's and Starbucks and the fancy coffees that you can get there, because there's way too much sugar, more than any of this stuff. Have a great day, everyone.